Let me spell it for you.
Mobile phones, they're very expensive. They're crazy expensive. I would never imagine that the mobile phone can cost almost $2,000. So yeah, basically, if you check all of the latest smartphones, you will see that something that comes from the Apple, like the iPhone for instance, or Galaxy Note from the Samsung, the price is completely ludicrous. Like, it's crazy high. One of the things is that I believe that the phones should not be that expensive, and definitely you don't have to buy very expensive phones. So the reason for not buying expensive phones is that every single year we are getting the new iPhone, we are getting the new Samsung phone, we are getting every single time some new upgrade. So basically by investing your money into the phone, you're just purchasing the liability. Since if you purchase the phone just like basically 1 month ago for $1,000, I guarantee that in 6 months the price is going to drop down by 30 or 40%, even sometimes by the half. So yeah, when I see that all of the hype about the phones that cost more than $2,000, that drives me a bit crazy. One of the strategies that you can do is you can just wait for some time until the flagship is not anymore a flagship. So for instance, you can safely go and buy any phone which is 1 year old and it's not going to be a problem. So yeah, of course, maybe it doesn't look as updated and it doesn't feel as new as some of the current trends, but in most of the cases it is completely alright. For instance, I'm a very good example for that, but in my case it's in a bit different way. So I own the Asus Zenfone Pro Max 1, yeah, I think this is the name, and I purchased this phone for literally $150. So I spent $150, I got it used, even though of course I had opportunity to purchase an iPhone or Samsung Galaxy or something like that, but hey, I ended up with a relatively cheap phone on a current day, and to be honest, I'm very happy. So a couple of things why I'm happy to have a cheap phone. So first of all, today's cheap phone is much better than a cheap phone that we would consider 5 years ago, because right now the competition is very high among the phone manufacturers. And for instance, you can get a good phone from the brands like Nokia, and again the same Samsung, Huawei and other manufacturers, and the price for a very good value is going to be low. So basically right now it's quite possible to purchase a super decent phone with a great battery life, with a great screen, with the normal camera for roughly $250. So, and if you compare like the flagship for $2,000 and the one for $250, you will see that, hey, in some of the cases the flagship is even worse than the one for $250. Most of the time it's a battery and durability and other things. So the idea here is very simple, is that the phones right now, they are getting very good, and especially the cheap phones are getting good. I can see that this phone, even though it's pretty cheap, it was made to be repaired. So just recently I got an issue with this phone, and in my case the power button after 1.5 years it started to go a bit flimsy. So if I press the lock unlock button a couple of times, sometimes it switches the camera mode even though I don't do it that fast. So probably something wrong with the clicker. But yeah, anyway, and when I had to check what's inside, because of course no, I'm not going to buy a new phone, I would definitely try to fix the existing one, because there's no reason to buy a new phone if you can fix it, right? And yeah, so if most of the phones that you are getting right now, the screen by itself is glued together. So the only way you can get inside the phone is literally by ungluing the screen, ungluing the glass and other things. And then, they're made not to be repaired. That's the biggest problem. So they're made to last 1 year, 1.5, and then something goes wrong and then you cannot fix it and then you just throw it away. But not in this case. In this case, the Asus, they made a great job. I'm very impressed. So the thing here is that in this particular phone, I was actually able to open the back of the phone, seriously. Even though the battery is not removed, I used the just couple of tools like a screwdriver. I used the card, just a normal credit card. So, and with these simple two tools, I was actually able to get inside the case, then remove the case, and then troubleshoot the button. So I was very surprised, and the structure of this phone looked like completely repairable. So the battery was not glued completely, so I was able to remove it, I mean, if I needed to. And all of the structure was amazing. So again, my choice would be always with a good, not very expensive repairable phones, because otherwise you're just especially if you're buying in a credit or something like that, because $2,000 for phone, this is insane. I mean, seriously, think about that. For $2,000 you can afford a vacation somewhere, or I don't know, you can buy a laptop. Like, there's so many things you can do with it. You know what, in some of the situations you can buy a car, and you are spending this money on the phone. This is But yeah, again, it depends on your priorities. But my recommendation, invest $250 in a rugged, cheap phone. The one, of course, the camera, maybe it's not gonna be amazing. Yeah, because the camera is the only thing that is suffering in almost every budget phone. But hey, come on. I mean, if you are talking about the difference that $250 and roughly $2,000 and it's just the camera, I don't see any reason to complain. You know, for the difference you can buy another camera. So yeah, I don't see any problem.
Completely idiotic.